playing Cinderella. Cinderella is a very sweet and lovable character, but she's also very charismatic. You can take her as like a very real and raw girl and not necessarily like a pretty princess, like a typical Disney princess, because her story is very relatable to some degree, and it's just really cool to see how like a princess doesn't necessarily have to be all royalty. So something I find really interesting about Cinderella is that no matter what life throws at her, no matter what obstacle she faces, she always finds the courage from within to like rise up to the challenge. Like nothing gets the best of her, and even if she doesn't have the help, or even if she does have the help, she always like overcomes any circumstance that she's given, and she just takes it head on. My favorite song from the musical is called A Lovely Night, and it features Cinderella, her two stepsisters, and the stepmother. And something that's really cool about it is that it forgets all the tension that is held between Cinderella and her stepfamily. Like they're all very happy and they're all like being girly girls and dreaming about the ball and the prince, even though they don't think that Cinderella was there, she actually was. So she is like imagining the same thing, even though they don't know it. But it's still like really cool to see how like they all just like set aside their differences just for like a song or two, and like are just all being happy and functional.
I am playing Topher, aka the Prince, and he's kind of like this innocent guy who's just trying to find himself. He's very out there, but at the same time very confused on his journey to finding who he is in the play, as well as finding his destiny, aka Cinderella. My favorite song has to be Me, Who Am I? Because it's the first impression that we get of the prince in the play. It shows him as this guy who's trying to find who he is, while his knights and everyone kind of admires him for being this great guy that he doesn't see himself to be. One of the things I love about Cinderella is, you see, this right here, this is water. Water flows. We're a very big cast, and we're still able to flow and get everything we need to get done, as we're also having fun. Not only as a cast, but also as a band, we're able to flow with everything, with the schedule and the rehearsals and everything. And I love that, because we're able to bring so many people together to do this one play, and it's working. It's very amazing.
I'm playing Madame, which is most usually known as the evil stepmother, and she is just this cruel, mean, but kind of funny character that wants to ruin everyone's life and make her life better. My favorite scene of the play is when Gabriel and Madame are getting ready for the ball, and Gabriel's love interest, Jean-Michel, comes to the house and brings her flowers. And I am furious because no man is allowed to be near Gabriel except for the prince. And so I banish him from the house. And Gabrielle is upset at me for banishing him from the house. And when she asks me, like, why did you do that? I tell her, which is my favorite line in the entire play, let me tell you something about love. Miss flowers in your hands and dreams in your head. I married your father for love. He died, and I cried. Then I married Cinderella's father for money. He died, and I got a house. And that is just such a good line, because she is so vain and so materialistic, and it's just hilarious. For the musicals that we've done, at least in my high school career, they haven't been as large scale as Cinderella. The last time I remember doing such a big musical was for James and the Giant Peach, which was when I was in 8th grade. And then when we did Charlie Brown, it was still big, but it wasn't like this, with so many costumes and so many cast members and so many moving parts. And so I just think it's really different because we haven't seen something like this performed at FCS in a really long time.
I'm playing Marie / fairy godmother, and Marie is a very crazy person. She's very fun to play because she's such an old lady, and she's also a town favorite, although many people mock her. And the fairy godmother is very motherly to Cinderella, and she's very kind and very glamorous in her ways. My favorite line of the play happens right after I've transformed into the fairy godmother and Cinderella is freaking out. And then that's when I say, you'd be surprised at how many beautiful gowns have crazy women in them. And I just really like this line because it's just very funny and it's so true.
My character's name is Sebastian, and Sebastian is a very interesting character because while he may seem to be helping the prince in guiding and trying to rule the kingdom, he also schemes behind the scenes, and he wants to have the power for himself. He wants to guide the prince to doing something that, well, may benefit him, also benefits Sebastian. So it's a very interesting dynamic. My favorite scene probably in the play is the ballroom scene, where Topher is greeted by all the women and he has to dance with all the people at the ball, and I'm just kind of in the background, but I get to have like my little moment to shine where I talk to Cinderella, and it's kind of a humorous scene. What I find unique about Cinderella is the fact that it's a musical, well, because I haven't done a musical before in FCS, and that it's really cool to see the music in the musical kind of elevate the story. And so I get to be part of that, and that's really fun to experience.
I'm stage manager for Cinderella. Yay! My favorite moment of the play is when Marie comes on and she's talking to Cinderella and she does her whole Fauntleroy lady. And it's this whole like crazy lady, like mockery kind of in a sense. And the lines are just so random. Like one of them is dizzy in the noodle, like what? And Danny's delivery is hilarious. Every time it comes on stage, I just automatically laugh. I think about it and I start laughing like right now. And I love it. Something about Cinderella that is so different and I find so amazing is that all the arts were all coming together for one unified goal. Choir and drama on stage and band in the pit. And I also like how everybody's learning about each other's art. Like drama's learning more about choir and choir's learning more about drama. And I'm so excited to see the end result of this production, and I know it's going to be amazing.
Father for love. No, that's not the line.
I'm staying.
Ballroom scene, where all the women are there to.
I know what the correct answer.
Noodle.